Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to something that I don't do very often. I'm going to record an Isaac episode. Um, Now, you may be wondering, oh, Lord, we got one hit point and the uh, Magic Fingers box and Big Fan. This is going to be interesting. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this, and the answer is that I don't really have any particularly deep reason. I just wanted to play some Isaac, and I already had my equipment out because I just recorded an Indie Bazaar episode, and I figured, hey, why not? Um, there is one other thing, though, which is that I've been kind of toying with the idea of just like once a week, just playing some game or another that I happen to own and like playing, and then just kind of bundling all of those videos together into a one just very like super casual series. But I don't know. We'll think about that more as the time comes. As for now, I'm pretty thankful that we got that balls of steel pill. So now if we get hit, we won't die immediately at least. Although my performance against those mini monstros there left something to be desired. I think quite unambiguously. Unlike my talking, which is sometimes quite ambiguous. I also might be coming down with a cold, so not the best time to record this, but hey. Uh, what's that quote from that movie? Build it and they will come. I was really hoping this would be the library. Okay, well, bomb the donation machine. For the record, this is a 100% completed save file. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't do that myself. I just downloaded it like a lot of people did. Oh, these guys. Christ, I forgot how many dips they spawn. I haven't fought this particular boss in a long time. I also have some mods enabled. You'll know the mod stuff from the not mod stuff if you're at all familiar with Isaac. And if you're not, hey, just enjoy the ride, you know? Goodness gracious. We could very well die here. Another thing I should disclose to you that I'm not a very great Isaac player by any stretch of the imagination. I win like maybe one out of every 3 runs. Especially with Eden, who, there's some variance in their starting items. Although, thankfully, it seems like we've pulled out of this one okay. Although I certainly wish that I had more... I always think that item gives a spirit heart, and it doesn't. Certainly I wish I had more HP left over, but, hopefully there's a key in here? Or a bomb? What is that? I want it, but I can't get to it. That's sad. That might be something from one of the mod packs I have installed. I've only got 2. I've got Afterbirth, which is basically like a full-on extra addition to the game, and I've got a mod that I actually forget the name of that makes the caves series of floors a bit harder and more interesting. The Quarry, that's what that mod's called, I think. I'm bummed that we couldn't get that item that was hidden in that secret room, and that we couldn't go to the library. But, I don't know, maybe we'll get a better spacebar item in our treasure room? That would be pretty cool. Be pretty snappin'. Is that what the kids say these days? That's never been what the kids say. No kid in history has ever described anything as snappin'. I made that up right now. And I'm sorry for lying to all of you. Alright, well, we got a better spacebar item here, Mr. Boom. It's not a 10 out of 10 or anything, but it's definitely, it's worth it. Like that one song from a couple years ago that gets stuck in my head now anytime anybody says worth it. That's a luck up. You might have noticed that penny had like a green sheen to it. That is another mod. Changes the appearance of some consumable pickups. So actually I lied. I have a couple like little ones on too. I have one that like reduces the amount of on-screen particle effects because my computer is basically a vegetable, and it cannot run games that like to throw up lots and lots of particles, which this one definitely does. The Bible. Well, that's not really very useful to us at all. Okay. Shake, a rattle, and roll. Yeah, as for this series, like, I don't know, I've been wanting to add more stuff to the channel, right? But the issue is, whenever I start a new proper Let's Play, there's always the issue of, will I be able to finish it? And sometimes the answer is ambiguous, as with something like World of Horror, where I beat it, but there's still more I could do if I wanted to. Enter the Gungeon, which, you can finish, but there's, it's an endless game. Same thing with Isaac here. And, sometimes the answer is a flat-out no, as with the Cuphead series. So, I think something like this could be fun, because it would give me, another video to toss up on the channel. A chance to engage with you guys in a less, formal context. And it's, I like playing video games while talking over them. Even when I was, like, pretty young, I would always, I would kind of, mumble to myself while I was playing games on, my Xbox and stuff, and I don't know. It's cool that that's, a hobby now, and even for some people a career. I don't know if we'll ever get to the career stage of things, although it certainly would be nice. But, we get Plan C and the Necronomicon. I'm sorry, Satan, it's just not good enough. Got some bombs, that's good. Maybe this will be more of a deal with the Angel Run, or maybe we'll get screwed and we'll just get nothing. You never know. Let's take a walk up here. Bomb this doer. Pills, range upgrade. Pheromones, which is useless. Hematemesis, which is okay. There's this one mod that I had for a while, but I ended up uninstalling it, that added a bunch of new pills. I actually quite liked most of those new pills, especially the damage upgrade pills, but that was another one that caused some stability issues, so not using it for the recorded series. Honestly, if I had to recommend one mod pack to anybody, Afterbirth would be it. It just kind of fits neatly over top of the existing unstable. What does that mean? That's interesting. Oh, you know what I bet that does? I bet that's okay, so these little guys, these little rock boys, are part of the Quarry mod. And I bet that's a separate set of floor-specific curses. Maybe anytime I enter a new room, it has a chance to drop some of those guys on me. That would make sense. Anyway. Yeah, Afterbirth doesn't, change the core game too much, and it adds, a nice amount of items and some new characters and stuff. Who have their own set of unlockables, I might add. Now that this has just become, me talking about this new series that I'm possibly doing, kind of struggling to think of a name for it. I had thought of game day, people describe various sporting events as happening on game day. Not that I'm a huge sports head or anything, but I don't know, I think it could work. You should tell me what you think in the comments. Hint, 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 hint. I forget if these guys with the spotlights on their heads are part of the base game or if they are a addition by one of the mods that I'm using. Afterbirth adds some new enemies too. In fact, we've probably seen some already and I just didn't point them out because I'm used to them by now. We need to be more careful. We are on the verge of death here. Okay. Thread the needle. Pass the camel through the eye. Experience tranquility. Other such phrases of focus. That's my new Age album, is the Phrases of Focus, coming out December 1st on Diamond Fish Records. That's not actually the name of my next album, although to be honest with you, it is it is like a pretty good name for an album, so if anybody out there wants to steal that, I would not blame you at all. Ah, those little, like, golem guys that rush at you, those are a real pain in the rear end. One of the things I do like about the quarry mod is that it adds different kinds of rocks. We actually saw one in the last room. You'll see like rocks with gold in them, and if you blow it up, you'll get some money. There's ones that have keys in them, and ones that have runes as well. I don't think there's any with bombs, but I might be wrong. The moon, that'll take us to the secret room. I don't think, just given our low HP, I don't think that we have a great prospect of making it to boss rush this run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to cheese this room here. Let's just pop out, and then we'll go back later and pick the stuff up. Oh hey, there's a tinted rock in here. Hey, small rock. I like that item. Even though it comes with a slight speed down for reasons I honestly can't even begin to fathom. We've got enough money now to make the shop a worthwhile prospect, so we should keep an eye out for that. Okay. Let's open this chest, get the Blind Rage, which makes us have a little bit of extra invincibility time after we get hit. Not an amazing trinket, but it's okay. You can, like, get a little extra squeeze out of blood banks and demon beggars and all that good stuff. Really, I think most trinkets in this game fall somewhere in the umbrella of okay. There's only a couple that are, like, amazing. The various pennies can be amazing if you've got the right items, and Curved Horn, the Cancer Trinket, and a couple other ones. Actually, not too many trinkets in various mod packs that I've found. There's a couple. I like to experiment with mods a lot. I think it's probably like the biggest thing that Afterbirth Plus has going for it is easy mod compatibility. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I like to experiment with mod packs a lot, but I haven't found many that add trinkets that I find particularly compelling. There's a couple that are neat. There's just like a standalone single item mod called the Oil Can, and what that does is it prevents donation machines from jamming up, so you can donate as much as you want in one run as you like. It's, one of those things that it's not like amazing or game changing, but it's it could be useful on the right sort of run. What do we got here? What is this? Holy card. I forgot that these existed. I've had them before, I just forgot that they existed. Now, normally I would take the red candle here, but I think I would actually rather have the blue map. Because since we have Mr. Boom, we can pretty much always guarantee that we're going to be able to get into both secret rooms on each floor. Which is a benefit that should not be discounted. Although here we can actually use a regular bomb. Lots of pills here. Left for Dead. I found pills is useless. I'm drowsy can be useful. Runs till the end is fine. Retrovision hurts my eyes. Hematemesis can be great, depending on the situation. Alright, we're going to take the Holy card into the boss fight, and then we will come back for Hematemesis. Hematemesis, whatever. Oh, that's interesting. Now we have two Holy Mantle effects stacked on top of each other. What Holy Card does is it gives you a shield, much in the same way that Holy Mantle does. I didn't know you could stack them, though, and I'm not sure why another one dropped after we used that first one. Not sure if that's a bug or what. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. Let's go down, baby, your place in a Range Rover. Street Sweeper, baby, all ready to let it go. Listen to it bound. We get the unstable effect again. And the water on the floor is not glitched up for once. Usually whenever I play Isaac, I mean, for one thing, you've probably noticed by now that it doesn't look spectacular on my computer being recorded. That's, you know, I'll put some of that on my computer being a piece of junk, but some of that is on the game as well. But, one thing that happens is sometimes when I'm on this floor, bursting rock, whetstones. Sometimes when I'm on this floor, the water will glitch up and it'll get this weird, like, black mesh texture on top of it. Pretty interesting. I mean, ever since I, installed that low performance mod, it doesn't really affect the game anymore, but it's kind of awkward to look at. These guys that toss boulders, man, I don't know. Okay, Flooded Caves 2, we're at 15 minutes. Again, I don't know, I don't think our prospects for Boss Rush are particularly good. I don't know who Boss Russ is. That sounds like somebody from a blaxploitation movie. Alright, let's go. I forgot about these quartz flies, as I have ended up mentally referring to them as, are weird. Some of them have different effects, and these blue ones push your tears away, so you gotta get, like, real close. Or just really, like... See, I don't know how I'm supposed to hurt you. I guess I can use Big Fan to do it. That's one way to get it done. But yeah, those rocks with weird, like, little patches on them, they have flies in them that will come out when you get too close. Whoa. And sometimes, rocks themselves are monsters. So again, it makes the caves area of the game quite a bit more difficult. Speed upgrade. That compensates for the speed down we got from the small rock. I guess there's a secret room, like, right here. Here? Huh. I guess I can try to get in from the other side. The Smiling Rock, I can never remember what that does. What Whetstone does, if you haven't sussed it out, is, it causes the rocks that you blow up to explode into a burst of bullets, which is pretty useful. It's one of the few trinkets in any of the mods that I have that I actually quite like. If you have a tiers that for whatever reason can destroy rocks, you know, be that, you know, Ipecac syrup or the sulfur tier thing or whatever, it can be pretty useful. Ooh, okay. We've got Hoarder and Mineral Tiers. These are both mod items, although not from the same mod. I'm gonna take Hoarder. Oh, I can take both, I guess. Mind if I roll need? Get busy digging or get busy dying? So, what Hoarder does is it gives you a slight stat upgrade for every, slight damage upgrade for every, tracked consumable you have. So, bombs, keys, and money. And Mineral Tiers cause your shots to occasionally produce shockwaves. Actually overlaps with another item from another mod that I have. This particular item is from the Quarry mod, I think, and the other one I'm talking about is from Afterbirth. And they both do the same thing. They cause your tears to fire out these shockwaves every so often. In case you happen to be curious, I don't know why I only thought of this now, but I am playing with the controller. I find playing Isaac with the keyboard anymore to be kind of difficult. I do not have the best hands in the world. Ooh, Infestation 2. I don't even care that we got hit while picking that up because this item is great. Got our little spidery boys. Spidery boys. Followed around by our spidery boys. Alright. This should... I don't know if it'll seal the victory for us all on its own, but it should do quite a bit to help. Get a spirit heart out of that Tinted rock. We're not making it to boss rush anyway, so we might as well try to explore the whole floor. And there's that boss Russ character I keep talking about. You should tell me what you think Boss Russ looks like and whether he is a good or bad guy, because I am curious to hear your opinions on that subject. All you good people out there in YouTube land. The blank rune, what do we get? I don't know what that was, didn't do anything for us. I don't know why I'm so hell-bent on carrying around this hematemesis pill, but I definitely am. Actually, wait a minute. I think I remember reading a thing about a neat little trick you can do with hematemesis. Let me see if I can get it to work after we fight the boss. This was this was an angel, like a cathedral-styled room. Let me try that. Oh, good, we get to fight the Rock. Not Dwayne Johnson. No, that would actually be fun. I don't mean to sound too negative, but this boss is probably my least favorite part of the Quarry mod. He's, well, I mean, the big thing is that you can only damage his first phase by, either bombing it or pushing those TNT barrels into it, which is a real pain in the neck. And you got all these little minions running at you. And trust me, they do run at you. I don't know if it's because I have that low performance mod on where I'm just like not getting the graphical tells you're supposed to get, or what, but I don't know. I find I get hit on that particular this particular boss quite a bit. We might actually end up having to use the hematemesis pill here if we take too much damage. I would like to preserve our deal with the devil percentage, but I don't know how likely that is. Hey, we did it, and we even got the deal. We get the meat, which is an item that I like. Ooh, the Book of Belial. That's We gotta think about this. Let me take a sip of my drink while I think about this. Powdered peach tea, the national drink of trailer parks everywhere. The Book of Belial's really good, but we don't really have a damage concern right now, and it does give us the extra double deal chance, though. But on the other hand, then we'd be giving up pretty much guaranteed access to all the secret rooms, which I do value, maybe even more than I should. But, I don't know, I think we're going to say no thank you, Satan. Not today. Now, this is that weird bug I was talking about earlier. Let me see if this works. Oh, it does. So, I remembered reading some time ago that, you can change the hearts that the hematemesis pill drops by being in different kinds of rooms. And, well, that does appear to be true. Because we were in that angel room back there, it dropped an eternal heart as opposed to a regular red heart. Pretty neat stuff. Pretty neat stuff. Let's go. What do we got here? Pandora's box and Mom's purse. I forget what Pandora's box gives you on this floor. I don't think it's anything particularly amazing. Might be a bunch of spirit hearts or something. But I mean, what are we gonna... Oh. Well, that was dumb. I attempted to, like, gesture to it with my character in order to make a point. Well, we might actually be able to get enough money to buy Pandora's box anyway. Yeah. Okay, what do we get? Ooh, okay, we get a boss item and 2 spirit hearts. So that actually was totally worth it. Alright. You know, our donation machine is probably not super happy with us, but that's okay. Honestly, I think as long as you have around 100% in there, it doesn't matter too much what you do with that thing. And heck, I'm trying to pull off a win on camera for once. I streamed this game. It was yesterday for me, but this video probably won't go up until a while after it's recorded. But I streamed this game yesterday on the Shapes and Forms Thanksgiving weekend stream, and I died not once, but if I'm remembering right, 3 times. If you're wondering why I keep bringing up the menu every time I get to a new floor, there is an annoying bug with how the game interprets my controller, where it will get stuck firing downward whenever I enter a new floor sometimes. It's, again, one of those things that feels like it should probably annoy me more than it does, but you get used to it. You get used to it. They say that the human being can get used to anything. Get some cash. And we'll head up here. Pop this down right here. One interesting difference between the item I have here, ooh, Lucky Rock. Now, like, we get, like, a ton of benefits from blowing up rocks now. But yeah, one interesting difference between the item I've got, Mineral Tears, and its counterpart in Afterbirth is that I believe that the Afterbirth item can actually break rocks on the ground, where it does not seem like that's true with Mineral Tears. The Afterbirth item is called the Cracked Rock. It sometimes shows up from tinted rocks in place of the small rock. In fact, it usually does, which is why I was kind of surprised to see the small rock itself earlier. Get a luck upgrade from donating. Let's go up here. I tried to say go and wander at the same time. Wander over Gonder. Never actually watched that show. It was apparently pretty good. I think it got canceled, though. Which is always a shame. Tongue of Judas. We have enough HP that I don't think we really need that. That, you know, another one that's, like, pretty good in some situations, but I think this situation where we were, like, we heavily benefit from making rocks blow up, which is kind of a weird thing to base a strategy around, but hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. It was kind of dumb. I managed to hit myself with that. Now, do we take experimental treatment? Our stats are, like, really good, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that. Well, they're not, like, really, really good, but they're pretty darn good, you know? Like, maybe we are, you know, not the very top level, but we're on the second level of the pyramid, looking down on the various frescoes of the Egyptian gods, and we're being like, hey, that looks pretty nice. Good job, guys. And I will say that I also think that this particular Mineral Tears does a lot more damage than the Cracked Rock does. But I might be biased because we have a fairly high damage stat right now. I think 555 is pretty good. 5.55. I don't know why. This is the thing that always bothered me with, like, Pitchfork reviews and stuff. Why do you use tens, but then you've got decimals as well? Just make it out of 100 and make them whole numbers. It's much easier. Decimals. Who needs them? That's what I say. Translator's note. No, it is not. Let's pop into the curse room over here, shall we? Nothing of interest, really. Look at the spider army we've curated. These guys are like, they're ready. They are ready to run roughshod over anybody that we deem a foe. obstacle to our total and utter conquest of the basement. They're also French, you can tell by the blue uniforms. They are Napoleonic spiders, which also sounds like the name of a band. Ziggy Bonaparte and the Napoleonic spiders from Mars. Let's open this. Okay. We're actually doing fairly well. I'm pretty happy with that. I was concerned that I would turn this on and then die like 8 times in quick succession. Alright. Man, I really am coming down with a cold. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video, but getting like all scratchy down in the throat, it's not super pleasant. You might ask, then why are you recording? To which I answer, because I am a fool. Do we take cross bombs? Why not? We're already running this weird, like, bomb-focused game. We might as well go all the way with it, right? Yeah, I gotta pop one here and then get to the other side of the room. Wow, that caused far more money to come out than I could ever possibly need in this particular shot, but hey, whatever. I'm not gonna complain. We can use the rest to buffer up loot hoarder or whatever it's called. Mind if I roll need? That item we just picked up is Addicted, which, sometimes when we get hit, we will get a random pill effect, and since our pill rotation is pretty good, I think that's a safe play. Yeah, that one just tripped a bad gas pill. Which, again, you know, that one's not the most useful, but, you know, you gotta consider what if we had gotten, like, balls of steel or something, then it actually would have benefited us to get hit. Let's go peek in here. Not that that's something you can rely on, but, you know. I guess you could use Addicted and the Dull Razor to try to, like, cheese infinite pill upgrades, but now that I think about it, you can do that with much more control with just, the placebo and a bunch of batteries. I need to stop running into things. I don't know why I always go to the small rooms, like, being like, oh, surely the place that I need will be on the side of this small room instead of the large one that links to a dozen other rooms. It usually isn't quite how that goes. Sometimes, you know, like every once in a while, it'll turn out that a large room is superfluous, but the generation is kind of weighted towards large rooms being important nexuses of travel on a given level. Is the plural of nexus nexuses, or is it like nexes or nexodes or something? I don't know why I'm playing any of these here. Blow it all up. Mad Stan, Batman Beyond. Alrighty. Got to get physical, physical. I don't even know why that song popped into my head. But sometimes, certain songs, they just creep up on you. And they're there whether you want them or not. Quad shot. Alright. Sure, I'll take quad shot. Now we got this, like, two-pronged theme, where, like, half of our items relate to bombs and the other half relate to spiders. Bombs and spiders. Also sounds like a decent band name. Alright, mama. Hit me with what you got. You are nothing. Okay, we got the Breath of Life and the Trinity Shield. Well, the Breath of Life is like literally one of the worst items in the game. So, let me check something real quick. Do I got time to be fighting Mega Satan if I want to? I totally do. So why don't we try to make that an end goal of this run? I might very well end up dooming myself by doing this, by the way. But, you know, 2 angel statues in the same room. Heck, I gotta give it a shot, right? Oh, they only dropped 1 key piece. I figured they would both drop one. I don't encounter that situation often enough to have memorized that that's how that goes, I guess. Oh no, he broke his neck. You know, a good game to play on one of these one time is Time Fuck. Edmund McMillan's old puzzle platformer game. I haven't played that in forever. I actually own it on Steam too. It was that and a couple of his other old games were bundled into something called the Basement Collection at one point, and I have that. So maybe that'll be the next thing after an episode or 2 of Isaac, or however many episodes of Isaac I feel like recording. Because that is a good game. It's a little obtuse, but it's a puzzle platformer. It's allowed to be. I sure like it a hell of a lot more than Braid. And that is what I'm going to say about that. I don't have anything against Braid, I just don't really like it very much. At least I didn't like it back when I played it, although that, honestly, now that I think of it, that was years ago. Maybe I'd like it more now. You never know. That's the thing, like, you need to give yourself the opportunity to reassess things in life. You need to, like, be like, you know, how old was I when I experienced this thing for the first time? Would I feel differently about it now? And even in time periods as short as a couple years, hello, Cancer Trinket. We will be taking that in lieu of Wet Rock. You know, even in time periods as short as just a couple years, I've found my opinions on things can sometimes change quite drastically. But maybe that's not true of everybody. I don't know. One exception to that is food. If I try a food once and I don't like it, I'm very unlikely to ever like it. I just realized we forgot to go to a second secret room on that floor. That was entirely my bad. I apologize. Let's get to the end of this run so I can upload it to YouTube and everybody will say, wow, you're so good at Isaac. And absolutely nobody will accuse me of trying to poach Northern Lions' audience. That would just be absurd. I'm not even Canadian. I do know a couple Canadians, though. Including one of the people we had on the show yesterday when I did my stream. Let's get going. Do we want to use the world card on this floor or the next one? The cathedral tends to be like the most annoying floor in the game to get through, at least on this particular path, so I think we will save it for next floor. I could go into that curse room, but like, why? You know? Oh, actually, I can get in through bombing. Alright. Need to be careful. Oh, I even opened it, and I didn't even... That's silly of me. Although all that was in there was some bombs, so, you know. I forget when Bomber Boy was added to the game. I think that might be an Afterbirth item. It's interesting, because like, actually, like maybe a month or so ago, I just popped open the original Binding of Isaac, like the Wrath of the Lamb, basically. Just kind of for kicks and to see, you know, how it held up, and the short answer is that it did not. If you're buying Isaac, buy Rebirth. Even in terms of performance, like I have my complaints with Rebirth, but the original Isaac just runs like actual garbage. I don't know, again, how much of that is on my computer and how much is on the game, but tell you quite frankly that it was on the south side of just barely playable. That is the locust of fear or famine, I think, but locust items are pretty good, but I like having the monkey's paw as like insurance in case we really screw up. This room's useless. What a shitty room. Ha 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 ha. I made a joke. Let's see what Satan's offering today. The ceremonial robes is actually quite a good item, so I will take it. It's a couple black hearts and a tears down. How are you going to do that to me at this late stage in the game? Not that it matters too much, but still. Okay, we got red boxes. Let's pop them open. All we got out of that was a spirit heart. I always expect there to be great amounts of treasure in red chests, and there's usually not. It's often just spiders and bombs. Alright, let's pop this. Well, I'm not trekking all the way to the other side of the map to get to the second secret room. But I will look at this one down here. Alright. You know, if I had a ruder audience, I bet a lot of the comments would be like, ooh, keeps Mr. Boom for instead of taking Book of Belial and then doesn't even make the most of it. But you guys are cooler than that. So far. Da-da-da-da. This is the credit card, I think. I don't think I'm going to find a use for this at this late stage in the game, but I might as well take it. Alright. Isaac is going to go down in no time at all. And there we go. Down to the chest. What are our items? Blood of the Martyr, a little chubby, the scissors, and the rune bag. Well, 3 and a 4 ain't bad. I don't really like the scissors, though. Let's blow this up. What pill did we get? Pheromones. Not anything special. The scapular. That thing's been in the game since, I think, the original release, and I still have no idea what it does. Something with spirit hearts, but that's about all I can tell you. I even looked it up several times. Just, what is this? Cricket's Eye, all I see. I completely forgot I had the, cricket thing in the game, too. I see those items pretty much never, other than the original Cricket's head. There is indeed even a Cricket transformation that adds, I'm remembering, but I don't think we will be getting it here, unless we get extraordinarily lucky. I don't even know what it does. Probably something cool, but again, that's just a guess. Maybe it's completely useless. You never know. Pop into the secret room down here. The equal sign, I don't remember what that does. And honestly, we're set. Like, we got full HP bar, a half-decent space bar item, we got a swarm of skittering spiders following us all over the place. Which is normally not a good thing, but in Isaac it is. And hey, we're not going to fight Blue Baby at all. We're going to go fight Mega Satan instead. Because we got Dad's key. Yeah, let's go. Gonna hit its fists. We got a luck upgrade from getting hit. That's the kind of benefit you ideally want out of the addicted item, but might be called addiction. Actually, I actually don't remember. I know one is the name of the transformation, and one's the name of the pill rather, and one's the name of the item. But you know, there's a lot of things in Isaac that have similar or even identical names. It's a little hard to keep them all straight, unfortunately. And you can ask my mama about that. Alright. Let's go. Heck. It's been long enough since I did the Mega Satan fight that I forgot that he did that. Which is stupid because, like, every version of Satan in this game has some kind of laser attack, but, you know. I never said I was a clever little lady. I don't know where Little Brimstone came from. I only just realized now that we got him. We can go down to the void and fight Delirium. Do I have time to do that? I certainly do. Why the hell not, you know? I almost never do Delirium. I actually kind of hate the boss, but you know what? My first Isaac run on camera, and that hasn't been part of a stream basically ever. And it's entirely possible that it'll be my last, because I don't know if I'm going to play this for this series again. I probably will, but you never know. So, like, heck, why not, right? Only bad thing is that Dad's key is kind of useless down here, but oh well. Got all these boss rooms. I also did just realize that having fought Mega Satan is going to make Delirium occasionally assume the form of Mega Satan, which is something that I probably should have considered before coming down here, but oh well. Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. Now you might say, PJ, what does that have to do with anything? To which I reply, it does not have anything to do with anything. But, you know, it is true that you do sometimes feel more like a nut than at other times. Puberty is basically not of any use at all unless we get 2 more of them and get the health upgrade. I always felt that the Void Floor was kind of under-designed, to be honest with you, and I know that's not a terribly unpopular opinion, but, yeah, you know. I'm sure that there's a mod somebody is working on somewhere that's like, Total Void redesign. It's like, makes it a billion times harder and more interesting, but until that comes out, you gotta put up with this, I guess. It's not even that it's bad, it's just, I mean, again, it's kind of, there's not a lot to it, you know? Getting a ton of Yera rooms. I don't really know what to do with those at this present moment in time. Skolex. Hey, Pyro. Pyromaniac would have probably been better, but I'm not complaining. What do you got here? The Lit Bulb. Now that I have Hematemesis, I'm willing to take that instead of the Monkey's Paw, because that's an all stats upgrade as long as we keep our spacebar item full, and I mean, we don't really have any use for Dad's Key, so we don't have a reason to not keep it full. Got 16 damage, which is pretty good for a run that doesn't have, like, Brimstone or some. Although, and now that I think of it, I think Brimstone actually, like, doesn't modify your damage, but instead it how does it work? You do your damage every a couple times every second with the laser, or something like that. Something like that. I do want to hang on to this hematemesis pill because the delirium fight, I'm not a fan of it, but it is certainly no joke. Burkano. I wonder how accurate the names of these runes are. As far as I'm aware, they all are named after actual Nordic runes. But I don't know if the names are pronounced correctly or not. If you are a Nordic linguist and would like to contribute to this discussion, please register and subscribe below. Leave a comment. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I have a stream after this too. That's the part that's gonna kill me. I got a PS1 game stream a little bit later. The adversary. I'm looking at my HP and I'm like, you know, we're not in dire straits yet, but we are losing some. I'm kind of hoping we find delirium soon. Ooh. That's something I never considered. You can get paralysis from... That makes me reassess my thoughts on that item. Okay, here's delirium. Stop zipping around, you teleporting motherfucker. Here's one where the shader's not working properly. or whatever you'd call that, like the... You're supposed to have different sprites than the bosses themselves, but for whatever reason that angel, it didn't do it properly. Christ. We do have him almost down, though. I guess spiders kind of break the super armor mechanic. Hey, there we go. That's... Well, it's not amazing, but it's something. Certainly better than getting paralysis again. Maybe he can't turn into Mega Satan? He can turn into the Rock. That's interesting. That's a mod boss. I didn't think he'd be able to do that, but I guess he can. It goes, it goes, it goes. Alright. And nobody really cares about the story in Isaac, let's be honest here. Okay, well, thank you for watching. If you liked this first episode of this thing, consider subscribing if you're not already. In the video description there will be links to follow me on Twitter as well as to my Patreon if you would like to support the channel. Yeah. I don't know when I will do the next one of these and what game it will be when I record one, but I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.